Live uncloned, just be different. Being like has no place here. Make your goals and keep on pushing. Just say yes and have no fear. Live uncloned. I'm so uncloned. Live uncloned. I'm so uncloned. Live uncloned, just be different. Being like has no place here. Make your goals and keep on pushing. Just say yes and have no fear. Live uncloned. I'm so uncloned. Live uncloned. I'm so uncloned. Live uncloned. Live uncloned, just be different. Being like has no place here. Make your goals and keep on pushing. Just say yes and have no fear. Live uncloned. I'm so uncloned. Live uncloned. I'm so uncloned. Live uncloned, just be different. Being like has no place here. Make your goals and keep on pushing. Just say yes and have no fear. Live uncloned. I'm so uncloned. Live uncloned. I'm so uncloned. Live uncloned.
Hello, everyone. How are you guys doing? Before we get going, let's make sure that the sound is A-OK. Welcome to the virtual shipping party with myself, Audria Richmond, and my host, Rochelle.
Hey.
We are so excited to be here. So let us know in the comments if you can hear us, if the audio is grantastic, if everything is going as planned. I'm just going to check my phone here really quick, making sure we good out here. You know what I'm saying? For the 993,000. As we upload, let's see where we at. Okay, cool. Okay, seem like everything is good. Okay, cool. Yes. Okay, cool. So it looks like the comments are good. And what we're going to do, we have our entire team that's going to be here moderating the comments. So they're going to be letting us know about different things. So if you guys can hear us, that's great. We also have like an entire comment feed. I do have my iPad here because your girl can't really see, as you can tell. But the whole point of tonight's celebration is to really get to a point where we can talk about really how to be uncloned when it comes to your marketing. We're here to celebrate my 4th release of my book. So this is my 4th book, y'all. Hey. Okay. So this is my 4th book. I'm so excited to be here. And so I want to take a moment to thank you all for being here. That's number one. You could be anywhere right now, but you're spending your time here with us. And number two, I want to thank every person who has pre-ordered a copy of the book. And so if you haven't done so, you still have an opportunity to do so. All you got to do is head over to audriarichmond.shop and pre-order a copy. And you will see later on today why that is so crucial and why this is so important. The next thing, I want you guys to take a moment and to start sharing the broadcast right now. Share, tag, share, spam some groups, maybe. But share this out. Let people know that we are here live and that we got so many questions here that we're going to answer for you all. We have so many prizes that we're giving away. We're giving away $3,000 worth of prizes. So we have so many things that's going down. So I want you all to meet Rochelle. I'm allow her an opportunity to introduce herself. But before she do, if you all love let me pass me that pillow real quick so they can see let me see if that's a good representation of her, but you can see part of her. right? If you like right? If you like everything that stands for, if you love everything that the UnCloned brand stands for, I would love for you guys to meet the creative director behind UnCloned Life, right? She designed she designed all of this fabulous branding you see, all of these different brand colors. So when you be like, Audria is on brand, thanks to her, okay? And I thought it would be very fitting to have her here for this celebration, because when she helped me with my initial branding for UnCloned Life, that book was all about like, how do you become uncloned? How you build an uncloned life? But with this particular book, it's all about how to get paid, right? How do you build an uncloned brand, which we both are all about, right? She's already listened to the book. She already knows what's going down. So I can't wait to the questions. So I want her to take an opportunity to introduce herself, and then we're going to dive right into the conversation. I'm going to start signing some books, and we're about to get it popping, okay?
Hey, UnCloned Tribe. My name is Rochelle Sadipo Washington, and I run a boutique branding and design firm called Rose Red, etc. And so that's ROSEREDDETC.com.
Yes.
And I am a brand strategist and a creative director that works with medium and small size business owners and businesses, helping them turn their blah brands into booming brands,
okay,
through good branding sense and stellar design. And if you want to know how to put together an elevator pitch just like that, then you need to listen and read this book right here, because there is a section that breaks it all the way down to the down.
Okay.
And I am so grateful to be here, because was a dream of mine. Literally, I dreamt sketched her out, sent it to Audria, and she was like, oh, really? That's what we doing?
Yes.
And that's what we did. And so being here in the brand colors in this moment is a full circle moment. So thank you. And let's get it cracking.
You're so welcome. So we have some housekeeping notes. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get into that. She already has some questions that she's going to begin to answer, and then we're going to get into signing and getting it popping. But we first need to let you guys know how to get the most out of your experience tonight. So number one, take screenshots, okay? Take all the screenshots that you can think of. You see us laughing, hee-hee-ha, and having a good time. Please take screenshots and share them on your Instagram stories, your Facebook stories. Yes. And when you do, search Audria, because you're gonna find all of our cool gifts and stickers that you can use in your stories. We do have some exclusive stickers that's for this book launch. So you will see an animation of this book rotating back and forth. You will also see multiple copies of the book in multiple colors. So definitely in for a treat with that. So make sure you use the gifts and stickers. The next thing, okay, we're going to talk about a lot of different giveaways. Like I said, we have over $3,000 worth of giveaways. And the only way you can qualify for that is to get the book, okay? I mean, you thought you was going to just get it just because? So it's super crucial that you pre-order the book, because when you pre-order the book, it gives you an opportunity for a few things. Number one, you get access to the private Facebook group, which means you get access to me to be able to ask me questions. You also be able to, we're going to have like a customized link where you will be able to click the link and you literally say, I want to qualify for the cash prize. I want to qualify for this and this and this. So this gives you an opportunity to be able to do so, right? So you got to be in the Facebook group for that. Also, if you're a Twitter person, I'm not, but we got some people who are. If you are and you see a tweetable moment, make sure you tweet us, right? You can tweet at Audria Richmond, hashtag UnCloned Marketing Book. What's your handle on Twitter?
Girl, I don't do the Twitters either.
So whatever y'all use, I mean, if you use Twitter, I'm on there, but I can't guarantee a week tweet, okay? Because I'm barely on there. But you can utilize the hashtag UnCloned Marketing Book, because that's going to allow us to have like post fun, be able to see what's going on, et cetera, okay? Let's see what else we got, okay? We are about to get into the questions here in a moment. Yeah, so yeah, we're going to get into the questions, and stick around, right? Because at 8:20, we're going to go to break. Okay, at 8:20, we're going to go to break. And 8:30, we about to do something you ain't never seen. Just saying, be the first to do it first. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so it's about to go down. So, so she's going to begin to start asking me questions. Say it again. Yeah, I'm on Instagram. No, I'm not live on Instagram. Y'all cool. My team panicking. They thought we was live on Instagram. We are exclusively on Facebook, my personal Facebook, the Facebook group. We're also on Periscope if you do that. Okay, that's as close to Twitter you're gonna get with me. And yeah, that's where we are right now. So yeah, let's get it popping. All right, so I am going to start signing books, and I'm gonna let you get started with the questions.
Okay, so just so you guys know, these are questions that have been curated from the UnCloned tribe. So you guys, yourselves, these are your questions. So if it's your question, give us a hooty hoo. Okay. So Audria.
You say hooty hoo.
Yeah, I did.
Bruh.
Okay, so somebody says, as a new business owner, how do we identify ways to add value to our customers or followers?
I would say educate your clients. Like, most people don't educate. They assume that people come into their world, they know all about them, they know all about their product and service, and they don't take the time to actually educate that person. And so that person who might want to do business with you don't even really know what it is that you do, how you do it, or how to even get started. And if they don't have what they need, that's really what your content should be about. People ask me all the time, hey, what type of content should I create? I feel like the content that you create should be directly tied to where you want your clients to be when you're ready to start doing business with them. That's what I believe.
And so do you also think when people do a little pre-work, that'll make the dream work?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah. So
of
they
course.
can do an FAQ. These are my frequently asked questions, or this is how I educate my clients and get the ball rolling.
I'm just saying, like, the thing is, right, with the pre-work, right? The pre-work.
Break it down.
I'm just saying pre-work don't have to be paid.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying pre-work don't have to be paid. So what I mean by that is, for instance, when people come to me and they say, hey, Audria, I want you to help me do a marketing campaign. The first thing I want to know is, have you consumed my content? If you haven't consumed my content, we not there yet. We can't even begin to establish a relationship because you don't know a few things about me yet.
So what you're saying is it's okay to pre-qualify your clients.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, well,
hey. And people, I always say, hey, Audrey, you give away way too much content. And I don't believe in that. I believe in the things that I give is where I need you to be before you get to me. Right. That way we can take off and shoot to the rocket.
Exactly.
Just saying.
Okay, well, go on and sign that book. You know what I'm saying? She's saying all this.
I'm going to sign the book. Okay, look who's made an appearance.
It's
You see it? You see it? Okay.
Trademark.
Don't be copied. Okay, just say it.
So as you're signing, what are 1 to 3 book suggestions from other authors that you feel every entrepreneur should read? Now, I know this is a good one because I've been inside of her Amazon account and I've seen the books that she reads. So just give us 1 to 3 titles or authors.
50 Cent new book is like hands down a mental shift. I know a lot of people like 50 Cent. Real talk. That book is so life-changing and like on a whole nother level. Let me see. What else? Who else has wrote a really... There's a lot of good books.
What other marketing professionals? Because I know how you feel about marketers, and some of them are kind of cloned.
I'm just saying. I mean,
you know,
I'm just saying. I mean, that's why I wrote this,
right? Because
the current marketing books are cloned. I mean, I don't want to recommend another clone book. So give me a moment to think for a second. Okay. Let me see. I would definitely say Book Yourself Solid by Michael Port. I felt like that was a great introduction for me when I first got started, you know, when we talk about marketing.
Right.
And let me see. How about we just go to my Audible? Because I read too many books.
And when you go to your Audible, find a title for us that is not a traditional entrepreneurial title. Give us something that's an uncloned approach to entrepreneurship that we would appreciate and value.
Man, you just gonna come with the gut.
Yeah, I'm just saying, you know, we signing and we swinging, signing and swinging.
Honestly, I like Michael Hyatt's new book, The Vision Driven Leader. And the reason I say that is because I feel like I'm at a point in time in my business where I need to have vision as a leader.
Yes.
And I feel like as entrepreneurs, we all about the hustle. The hustle,
it's
hustle, all about the money. And I'm not talking about your traditional mission statement either. I'm talking about imagining where you want your business to go, how far you want it to go, who you want to be on your team. Right. Like, this was literally a vision. So what you all see, the team back there doing their thing, right? This was a vision. This was a dream that was in my head. And so I feel like that was something that, you know, you can't just formulate when you're in the grind and hustle. It requires you to slow down so you can think about the future. So, yeah.
Slowing down is something that we entrepreneurs are not very good at.
Right. Right.
So to that end, how can I best use my time and resources to reach my ideal customers? Now, I know she breaks this down for real in this book. I'm telling you, but I was like, oh, wait a minute. Let me rerun that. So
I feel like it depends on who you are, right?
Okay,
and it depends
what does that mean?
So, for instance, are you a mom? Are you a wife? Are you single? Do you have kids? Do you not have kids? All that's going to factor into how you spend time with your clients and customers. But it's also one of those things is, what is a good use of your time? One of the things that I started focusing on is like, what can I do today that will create time and money for me tomorrow? Right? So that's creating assets, writing books, doing things like that. That's a good use of your time. Even when you begin to start creating content, how can you repurpose it in a way where it's beneficial to you that can be repurposed on multiple platforms, et cetera, et cetera. So, yeah.
Okay, well, how can I continue promoting my business and be sensitive to our issues that are going on in the world, all the current events?
Oh, that's hard. Oh, that's hard. And the reason that let me say this, right? Because when the pandemic first popped off, right? If you guys don't know, we're in the middle of COVID, okay? We're making history in the middle of COVID. But when COVID first popped off, I was watching the news all the time, and I'm not a big news watcher. And so I was watching the news like all the time, just watching the news. And then I was like, dude, this is mentally exhausting. Then I said, okay, well, I need to stay informed. I need to know what's going on. So then after I started like doing that, I said, okay, well, I'm just going to watch the news one time a week. I was like, okay, clearly that ain't going to mess me up. Girl, it took me on down through there. And then eventually I just stopped watching the news altogether.
Yeah.
And I think at that point I had to also snap into the fact that I'm a leader. If other entrepreneurs are looking to me to guide them through what's going on, I can't be hiding, scared to talk, scared to promote, scared to sell, because the truth of the matter is I've made a whole lot of money since March to now, right? You get what I'm saying? And a lot of that has to do with me being accessible to serve people. Even if my intent was not to sell, people naturally wanted to work with me or do that next step because I was showing up and serving them. So I think when we talk about, how do we be sensitive to what's going on, at the end of the day, you still running a business. You still have expenses, and you still have people out here who need you. And I think that you can still be conscious of what's going on, but you don't have to halt and stop what you're doing. And because at the end of the day, you don't want to be that business that's bankrupt or having to close because you couldn't balance your emotions with being a business owner.
Exactly. And sometimes also I think what we do is we make decisions for our audience. We say, oh, well, they don't want me to sell. They don't want me to show up.
Right.
But
now,
has it occurred to you that it may be their therapy to work on their business?
Yes.
Or to work in an area where you would be providing a service. And so to that end, show up and be your best self. And that will help shepherd your tribe.
But the other thing with that too is a lot of people try to make you feel bad for hustling during the pandemic. You have some people like, how dare you sell right now? You crazy for selling right now. You did this and you did that. And I'm like, bruh, like people are in my inbox saying, bruh, when you gonna sell something?
Right.
Hey, when you gonna create a course on this? Hey, when you gonna teach this? If I would have completely just broke down, I would do nothing. And those people would not be served, and they would not be operating in the place that they need to be.
And you would be going against your ethos, which is to be uncloned. And so if you're listening to the advice of people who are not serving your tribe, that is a very clone thing to do.
Right, exactly.
So we don't operate in that space.
Right, exactly.
So do you recommend a business page on Facebook separate from your personal? Somebody who is out here broadcasting on multiple Facebook pages right now. Do you recommend that a business do a separate page from personal? And if so, how do you get people to go over to the business page?
Well, the thing is, most people don't like their business page because it don't get reach. That's one of the reasons why I don't use mine. But it's not enough. It's not good of enough reason to not do it at all.
Yes.
So I feel like you should have a presence. You should have that, because at the end of the day, when your prospects are thinking about whether or not they want to do business with you, they are checking to see
receipts.
If you are consistent. They are watching those old ass videos. They are looking at what you're creating and the content that you're posting. So you might think ain't nobody watching it, but it may be somebody that's about to cut you a check for 100 racks. And you ain't posted, right? You ain't posted since 1999,
right?
Not saying that Facebook was out by then, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. And so let me ask you a rabbit hole question with that. Do I prune my old content on those pages? So if I have old content, I was a little chubby, you know what I'm saying? I had different hair, you know what I'm saying? Do I keep
Bruh,
that
you
old
slow.
content? What say you?
I mean, I like to see growth on people's pages. Now, if it's completely opposite of what you say you want to do, like say for instance, you say I want to be a singer, right? But now you want to be, I don't know, a person that do crochet. Then yeah, you probably need to redo your page, boo. Matter of fact, you probably need a new page.
Well, maybe you be singing Crochet Lady.
Yeah, you can unclone it, you can remix it together,
Right.
but that could be a thing. But I feel like people like to see progress, they like to see growth, so that could work.
Okay, cool. Now this is a UnCloned Tribe member who has a new life coach business, and she wants to know what are the top 3 action items that she should focus her attention on to get her business really on the right track. Her words, not mine.
I feel like right now, I recently hired a life coach. And I think the first thing that I appreciated is actually some level of assessment. How you can't help people if you don't know where they're at. So developing some type of quiz, developing some type of assessment, or maybe developing some type of one-on-one experience that allows you to data mine and get to know your client and customer. That would be the first thing. The second thing would be is to actually test out something you thinking about selling. Because oftentimes, like, girl, I didn't I didn't retire so many services, okay? Right, because, at one point it sounded cool. It was where I was at. But as your mind began to elevate, as you begin to learn more, your desire to want to serve differently begins to show up and all of those cool things. So I personally appreciate the idea around knowing that, okay, I want to be able to put this out here, and if people buy it and it's a win, then build an entire operation behind it. But if it's crickets and it don't go as planned, ditch it and going on to something else. And I think the last thing would be to actually be confident in what you know. Don't think, a lot of people have this perception that, oh, I haven't been doing it 30 years, so I'm not good enough. And I think that allows people to do a few things. One, they don't charge what they should charge. They're not offering the things that they should be offering. And then they get caught up in comparing themselves to someone. And let me tell y'all, some of these folks y'all think out here on and popping, baby, you might want to stop watching. Just say it.
So I want to speak to something you said, and this is in the book, you guys, what she was talking about when you're sharing your offering and seeing how it hits. That's called beta testing. And she really covers this in the book. So once again, those of you who do not yet have your pre-order receipts on deck, you need to go ahead. The place to go and order is right across the bottom in the lower third graphic. You can go ahead and get your pre-order of the book, because that exact strategy is covered at length in this book. So you do not want to be the one who is sitting here trying to say, girl, what she say? Did you listen? Just get the book so you can be on deck with that. So here's a pretty lengthy question. I'm going to break it down into a couple sections.
Okay.
What course, program, mastermind would you recommend for someone who is willing to invest the time, money, and energy in their growth? Now, they don't specify what type of growth. So I'm going to say professional growth or entrepreneurial growth. So
are they asking about my programs or somebody else?
I'm going to skip this question.
Yeah, that's a trick question.
This is a good one, because I think a lot of people in your tribe probably are handcrafting things. So we're going to talk about our handcrafters right now. I create handcrafted self-care essentials to inspire mindful moments of me time. What social media strategy tips can you provide on building the know, like, and trust factor? And I'm going to include buy, because most people don't include that at the end. So know, like, and trust. What can she do?
You said and buy.
Ain't that the last one?
Exactly.
Know, like, trust, and buy.
Like, we about to go down a rabbit hole for a second. Let me say this. Why y'all don't be asking for the sale? I just want to know. Can y'all let me know in the comments, why don't you ask for the sale? And I like that you added buy, because we always say know, like, and trust. Baby, do you want to be liked or do you want to be paid? Okay, like, let me know, because some of y'all get so caught up in wanting to be your client's best friend that you get so lost in the sauce around, baby, you got expenses. You're trying to grow a brand. You're talking about making 6 figures or 7 figures. You're talking about building a team. You can't do that for free. That means you have to start asking for the sale. But to answer your question, right, I feel like most people don't do a good job of demonstrating their products or services, period, right? So if you have this me time brand. As soon as I get to your page, I need to feel like, man, I've been neglecting myself all this time. I need to get to your website right now and buy it. But if I come to your page and you showing me stock photos of people that ain't your customers in a tub and not a tub that you would be in, and you're not demonstrating that experience, or you're not allowing me to be excited about the idea of having that experience, you can kick rocks. I'm going to keep it moving, and I'm going to find somebody who do it, period.
And you have to make sure with this kind of a brand that the brand aesthetic reflects the actual brand. So I don't want these bold, super bright colors when I go to a self-care brand. I want to feel relaxed. So maybe it is UnCloned and you're using bright colors, but is the copy soothing?
Right.
Are the images soothing? So you want to pay attention to that.
That's another thing. So right now we're talking about colors and things like that, but you can also talk about your brand through imagery. You can talk about your brand, like you said, through copy. You can talk about your brand through video. You can talk about your brand through experiences, as far as like testimonials and reviews and things like that. So when we talk about brand building, it's not just, do I have a branding style guide? Do I have a website? All of those traditional things that people think that like, oh, I'm building a brand, so I got me some colors and a logo and a website. Matter of fact, let me ask you a question. What you think about that? When people say they want to build a brand, okay.
You know, it is one of my biggest pet peeves.
I know, that's why I asked.
And so I am like you in that I have gotten to a space in my business where I can qualify who I work with. And so if you are coming to me expecting a brand to be built specifically with a color palette, typography, and a logo type, you are not in my specific target audience. I do think that it's the fault of the industry in that brand is just an overused term. So what I would say is I would begin to ask clarifying questions. Well, what does that mean? What does building a brand mean to you? And what you'll find 9 times out of 10 is that people start talking about how they want people to feel.
Exactly.
And what experience they want people to have.
And it got nothing to do with colors.
And it doesn't have anything to do with colors. And so if you're a brick and mortar and I walk into your space and it's clean and it smells good and there's a receptionist and she's giving me some champagne, now we're talking about building a brand, because now I'm going to come to know, like, and trust you because of what you said. Your values match up with my experience, and that is where the brand exists.
I need some new books, team.
New books on deck.
So let me ask you another question, right? If you could reinvent the term brand, right? When people say I need a brand, and you could replace it with something that you wish people would come to you prepared with, what would you say?
Oh, I would say I need a new position. Because branding is all about creating positioning. When I think of unique marketing, you have positioned yourself in my mind as a go-to. You let everybody know I'm a marketing genius. I'm a marketing genius. Hey, have you met me?
Right.
I'm a marketing genius.
Right. Have you met me?
and that's all about positioning. So I would say that somebody would come to me and say, hey, Rochelle, I'm trying to craft a new position in the mind of my audience. I want to craft a new reputation.
Right.
So that's what I would want people to come to me and say. Brand is too vague and nebulous. We need some more concrete, succinct, direct language. What would you say?
I would say, can we just throw the whole damn word away?
I think so. Let's throw the noun, the verb, and the adverb
just throw
away.
the whole word away for a lot of reasons, because it like you said, it's one of those terms that people say and it's so basic and so generalized and it's so overused to the point where most people just using it interchangeably. You got some people when they say brand, they're talking about colors and logo and website. And then you got some people when they say brand, they're talking about experience and all of that. And I'm just like, bro, you lost me. I don't know. So again, I feel like it really boils down to a communication. That's really what it boils down to.
Is.
Getting people to re-communicate what they're saying. Because a lot of the times your website and your colors may not be why people are not buying. It could be because you're poorly communicating what needs to be done.
Yeah, and that goes into your marketing messages, which is a whole nother Oprah. Next week.
Right. On UnCloned.
On UnCloned.
Yes.
So this is perfect.
Okay.
What marketing tips can I show my audience as the hero so that I can genuinely connect with them?
People, it's going to go back to education. People like smart people. If you're teaching me things that I don't know, if you're teaching me things I can't Google, if you're sharing things with me that's not obvious or not normal, baby, you got my attention. I'm at your feet.
Yes.
The reason that I've clocked that on a lot of people is because it's the same thing. Can we talk about rose gold?
You did that on purpose.
I did.
You did that on purpose.
I did. Can we talk about rose gold?
And marble.
Yeah, and marble. Yeah. No. And then pastel pink.
And butterflies.
Yes. And balloons.
And balloons.
And bicycles.
Yes. Listen, I feel bad because we're laughing at that stuff. But you know what it is? It's just that people sometimes are lost and they go to what they see is working. And they're scared
what they
step
think is
outside
working, remember?
That's true.
Let me also say this. Like, you all are not on the...
have a tissue or not?
You all are not on the back end of these people businesses. You don't know their numbers. All you going off of is followers. And half of these folks' followers fake as hell. Okay, it's fake as a hairline. So a lot of times,
y'all saying they're Beijing hairline.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
So y'all sitting here copying people who really is fake. Okay, I'm talking about fake. Okay, if y'all get what I'm saying, right?
So do you have any marketing tips? So basically you're saying that you need to provide value that I cannot Google. You need to provide value that's going to change the way I interact with your brand. If I'm not going to be impressed or wowed, then it really isn't value.
You didn't do your job.
You didn't do your job.
If when I discover you, you're not if I don't know that you're the obvious choice, and I did not completely forget all the other 15 people I researched, you didn't do a good job. But people already know when they get to me, I'm unseenable, if that's a word.
Wait a minute, break it down. What is it?
When I say unseenable, it's impossible for you to unsee me or to unremember me. Some people are not rememberable. Like, if that's a word, okay? You don't make it a word. But like, have you ever seen somebody's page and you're like, oh, okay, that was cute. And you forgot all about them, their entire existence. But then you see things and you like, I'm going to hit that Instagram save. I'm going to DM this to my friends and family. I'm going to share this with someone. Matter of fact, I'm going to call them. I'm going to go to their website. If you're not in, I guess you could say from an emotional level, getting people to take action or the next step.
Absolutely.
You got to spend more time on your marketing and your branding.
And so to that end, guys, I think what we're saying is that marketing and cultivating a great brand is an iterative process. So you're going to take your lumps, but you need to continue to refine and define what is going to be your attention grabber. And my favorite phrase, which people have stolen, which is stop the scroll.
Yes, they have totally
stole my phrase.
They so stole it.
I should have
trademarked it. You should have called Takora. I'm just saying. Shameless plug. You should have called Takora, okay? We wouldn't even be having this conversation.
You should have called Takora.
You should have called Takora.
Okay, now this one is good for all of our beauty professionals. It's a little wordy, but this is going to be a good one for them.
Okay.
I'm a faux lock educator and stylist. I market to my students and clients from one page because my students primarily find me through my clients or seeing my work online. Ideally, I would like to get more into consulting, coaching, and digital products for stylists. Do you think it's best to separate the Insta pages, or is there a way I can still serve from one, possibly with 50-50 content plan, client photos, how-to 1 week, and educating students the next week, or is it just best to just separate them?
I say separate, because if I'm talking about getting my hair done, I don't care about your digital course you got popping. I don't care. And then also, one thing I feel like people do too much of is like they expose all of their secrets.
Break that down.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about.
I know, but they don't know. Break it down for the people.
Okay. So, anytime somebody has like some new insight or some new information, right? They always trying to let their clients know about every waking move.
Yes.
And it's like no secret sauce. Like y'all out here giving out the Mickey D's sauce for free every day, all day. You giving away your trade secrets. You're giving away your trade processes. And then you hear these same people going to these huge Facebook groups and start talking about somebody stole their stuff. But girl, last week you was telling us about all the vendors you use, where you went and got a coach from. Like some of this stuff should be sacred. It should be revealed, hell, after some time, after you've been able to utilize it to some extent. I feel like people are too open and too close with that experience, and it makes people, like, how many times has somebody went in your inbox and be like, hey, Rochelle, I noticed that you did that custom design work, but can you tell me?
Oh my God. All the time.
How you feel? That's just, to me, I find it disrespectful. Yes. We have developed a culture where people think it's cool to ask you stuff that should be a secret. You would never ride down on Chick-fil-A and be like, you know what? I love this chicken box. Can I talk to your manager for a second? Manager, can you go in the back and let me know where y'all order these from? I'm thinking about starting a chicken shack. You got me? Hell no, y'all wouldn't do it. But then y'all come into our DMs, you come into people's, it's just disrespectful, okay? You that person, stop, please. Please, it ain't cute, as my mom would say. It ain't cute.
It's not cute. And I think what it is that people feel like because we're in an information age,
yes, it's
that
accessible.
We all want, it's accessible. But there's a story about Picasso, and I'll make it quick. Essentially, Picasso's sitting at a cafe drinking some latte, and a lady is sitting behind him drinking her latte, and he's doodling an idea on a napkin. He gets up and he gets ready to throw the napkin away, and she says, oh my God, don't throw that away. Can I have that napkin? And he says, sure, that'll be $60,000.
Right.
And she's like, what? You get ready to throw the napkin away? I can't get that napkin. What's going on? And he was like, right, but it's not just the napkin. It's the years it took me to learn how to sketch that quick.
Yes.
It's the years it took me to learn how to conceptualize and ideate. And so that's what we feel like when you're hopping into our DM. It's not just about me sharing this sauce with you because I've got sauce to spare.
Right.
It's about the fact that it took me time to acquire this information. So perhaps you two should take some time to acquire the information you need and not try to get it from me.
But you know another thing? And y'all ain't gonna like this one. Y'all know Audria loves you. But the truth is you ain't finna do nothing with it.
Oh, man.
Let's just go and shut it down. Just cut the lights off.
I don't know why you had to say that.
You ain't finna do nothing with it. You just want to know just to want to know. You being nosy. You being nosy for no reason. I can see if you're going to be like, all right, cool. I see where you got that from. I'm about to go actually implement that in my business next week. But half of y'all sitting on $1 million resources that you ain't did nothing with. This could be a course, a coach, a person, a class, hell, a conversation. You know how many IG lives I've done just spilling my guts and giving y'all the juice and you ain't did nothing with it? So the truth is, a lot of the times, I think having access to too much information is not a good thing.
Yeah.
And it makes people stay.
And I was just about to say, it can stymie you, it can stifle you, and then you won't take any action. So what we're saying is don't download any more freebies right now. If you could, let's touch and agree with the screen. Don't download any more freebies. Don't bookmark anything else on Instagram. Clean your house. Sweep around your own front door. And do that, I guarantee, for 30 days. Go on a 30-day information hiatus.
Yes.
And activate on what you have already downloaded. And we're going to touch and agree on that. Amen, amen. That is the entrepreneur prayer. Thank you. Altar call is closed. Now, what startup advice would you give for starting your own marketing business?
You said what tips and strategy would I start for? You said for people who want to start a marketing business?
Yeah.
They want to know, like, what should they do to start a marketing business?
They want to know, what startup advice do you have for starting your own marketing business?
I say become efficient yourself in marketing. There's a lot of people who say they know marketing and you don't. That's not like, oh, I'm better than you. But it's like, if you say you know marketing, let's go toe to toe and have a really smart, professional conversation. A lot of people are studying stuff on a surface level and immediately calling themselves an expert with no hands-on experience. They haven't done that work with anybody and they want that experience. So I would say if you're in startup phase, now is a good time to start getting case studies, talking to people, acquiring new information, and actually like doing the work. Before I started selling marketing services, I was already marketing Audria. And then it's just it became a lot easier because people's like, oh, I like what you did with your brand. Can you help me with mine? So that's kind of how that works.
Yeah. So just get in there and get your hands dirty is what we're saying.
Yes.
Now, what marketing tools / apps should be used? And there's not any further context, so I'll add some. What are your go-to systems or apps that the everyday online entrepreneur should have in their arsenal?
A CRM system, and that's basically a customer relationship management tool. This allows you, like, the CRM tool that I use is called Kartra. And the reason that I absolutely love Kartra is because it manages my entire business. We have our help desk, we have our opt-in pages, thank you pages, our membership portal, we have our product pages and things like that. And I've had some peers that say, oh, Kartra is trash. I really want to do ClickFunnels, or I really want to do whatever. And this is what I say to that. Everybody really needs to stop going and getting tools based off what people like.
Yeah.
I get tools based on how my business runs. So this requires you to know your business. This requires you to know different insights. This requires you to know operationally how your business run before you pick a tool. A lot of people are prematurely picking tools first and then saying, oh, this tool doesn't work. No, boo, you didn't work the plan. Like, you didn't have a plan when you bought the tool, and you thought the tool was going to give you a plan.
Yeah.
The tool is just doing what the tool do. It's the same thing with money, right? When we say money is a tool, it's about how you use the money, how you leverage the money, how you multiply the money, right?
Yep.
But if you don't know how to use the tool, guess what? You're going to use it all up. You're going to go buy crazy stuff.
Your hammer going to be rusty.
Exactly. So that's pretty much how that works.
Okay. Now, one thing I want to share that Audria just said, free flowing, she's talking about operations. And so for those of us that are seasoned business owners, those of us that have working knowledge of business, and those of us that are novices, you should be thinking of your business as financial, the operations, and the marketing, right?
People they don't even think about marketing. Marketing is like, damn, I got my product up, I got my Instagram page. You mean to tell me I got to come on here every day and tell folks what I got?
Oh man. Yeah, listen, you gotta listen. You gotta.
I gotta come over here and tell everybody what I got.
You know. I like to say that I'm pro ho and pro thought. And the reason why I like the hoes and the thoughts is because they understand marketing. You know, they are very good at marketing their wares. They let us know where it's at and how to see it.
Right. Exactly.
And that's exactly what we need you to do. So if you are a solopreneur, you are the CEO, the executive, you are the COO, the operations, you're a CMO, marketing, and you're a CFO for financial. And so you have different categories of your business, and you have to make sure that you are efficient and proficient in all of those categories. And that will inform what systems you use for your business.
Yes.
Okay, so what advice would you give a beginner from scratch? Nothing. So what should they do? I'm a newbie. I just have $1 in a dream. What do I do now?
I would say create your marketing plan at the same time you get your idea.
Oh, break that down. What does that mean?
So basically, if it's like, man, I always sell socks. Or I don't know, let's just say chicken boxes.
Okay.
I want to start selling chicken boxes. All right, who like chicken? Where you going to find these chicken lovers? What type of chicken they want? And then when we start talking about uncloning that chicken, what is it about your chicken that I can't find in other chicken houses? You get what I'm saying? Like, how are you going to present your chicken boxes the way that I'm used to seeing it? When we go and get a traditional chicken box, it's just a chicken box. You flip that joint open, you got your wings, and you okay, I'm hungry. But you
You saying, I need a pyramid chicken box.
Right,
and when I open a pyramid, that's the sauce.
Exactly. Is a chicken gonna get out and start?
Right, it's gonna pop like a chicken.
Hey,
pop like a chicken.
Hey. I mean, what is happening? Okay, I'm just saying, what's your chicken gonna do? I just want to know.
So cultivate your product, service, and marketing plan simultaneously. And if you do it, in the book it says it's a rinse and repeat process.
Hey.
And you guys, I don't know who's out there. I need you to just put your hand up and show me that you have pre-ordered this book.
Yes.
What we are sharing with you, it sounds like fun. It sounds like it's very mirthful, and it is. However, all of this content is in this book. All these strategies are in this book. This is not just for those of us that are well acquainted and well appointed as it pertains to marketing. This is for those of us that need a little hole plugged in. Sometimes you have a great plan and a great idea, and you got a skosh or a skeletal outline of a marketing plan, but this book will fill in all the gaps. This is the grout in between the tile that is holding your entire marketing plan together. So please do not walk. Please do not saunter. Please do not skip. Please run and pre-order this book. Y'all see this lady signing these books.
Yeah.
Go on and get your book now. Now moving on. I'm a teenager and I want to do a lip gloss line. What do I do?
Get the lip gloss.
What's next?
After you get the lip, first off, why are you doing lip gloss? Let's start with that.
I'm a teenager and I want to sell my own line of hypoallergenic crochet weave hair.
Why? It's still the same question. Why?
Because every time I get crochet braids, I have an acne breakout, and I want to help all the other women and preserve their edges. And so that is why I want to sell hypoallergenic weave hair.
I mean, the thing is, most people go to what's easy to, I guess you could say, source.
Okay.
Right? Like, if you look at some of the top small business owners in the beauty sector, they all sell lip gloss, hair, makeup,
eyelashes.
Those are the top 4 categories. And I'm like, if you were to go 2-3 layers deep in that arena, where would you go? And like, what would that look like from a business perspective? Because the truth of the matter is, it's not that you can't go do it. That's easy. You can go to Alibaba, AliExpress, go, resource and source what you need. But at the end of the day, you're going to have a marketing problem. And the reason I say that is because now you about to go and compete with,
11 other people.
11,000 times a million.
Yeah.
Everybody's selling lashes.
Crowded.
Exactly. And it's like this, we're not saying you can't sell lashes. We're not saying you can't do all of these things. But the truth is, you need to know before you even go find a vendor, how am I going to be different? What am I selling that's unique? Did I source it differently? Did I just skip AliExpress and Alibaba and go somewhere else? Maybe I sourced mine from Africa. Maybe it's some cool natural lashes in Africa that you didn't even know exist. But you wouldn't have known that because you're also sourcing from the same pond. And that's another issue. That's for another day. Just saying.
Well, sounds like you need to get some gazelle lashes. Some antelope lashes.
I mean, but it's different.
No, it is. And I understand what you're saying. And I think as a teenager, I think it's great to have entrepreneurial desires. But to Audria's point, maybe you do a brain dump and do a little think tank and try to come up with something unique. I saw something really cool the other day. It was jewelry for your shoelaces.
Now, that's dope.
And I ordered it.
Yeah.
I ordered 2. I ordered the gold.
So let's talk about that. Why did you do it? First off, how did you get exposed to it? And then tell me why you didn't get distracted and you actually continued your purchase journey.
So I got exposed to it because I only allow myself 15 minutes on Instagram a day because I'm a CEO and I don't have time for that.
Did y'all hear that?
I don't have time. And so during my 15 minutes, because I'm always looking for unique things, I wish I had my purse by me, or this fan is a good example of that. I just like unique accessories. And so I was targeted. I'm targeted by all unique things. And I followed through because I had just never seen jewelry for your shoelaces before. And the process was easy. It wasn't hard for me to get through the buying process. I could tell it was Shopify. I felt comfortable.
Shopify is lit.
It was lit.
Yes.
And the FAQs were there because I was like, is this in China? Is it going to take 16 weeks to get my shoelace jewelry? I was able to have my questions answered quickly, and it was easy checkout. And they had a twofer, so I got both colors.
Yes. Okay.
So, yeah.
Let me say something about checkout. Okay. I've been to so many websites, okay, that literally, the checkout process is atrocious. Is that the right?
Atrocious.
There you go. What she said. She know all the big words. I don't. But it was trash. How about that one? Is that bad?
That's in the book.
It was trash can juice. Okay. And literally, when we talk about that, you got to think about it. If I am an avid Amazon buyer, let's talk about that for a second. I go to Amazon, I pick what I need, and it has my credit card saved, which means I ain't even got to put my credit card number in. I can just show up, buy my thing, decide what I want, and the next thing you know, it's out to the races. But if I come to your site and it feels like I'm filling out a business loan application just to buy a $20 product. Forget you and your product. I'm out of here because you didn't think about me. And then also, there's a lot of people who don't take PayPal for whatever reason. Cool. This is not me pubbing PayPal, but honestly, all of my credit cards are saved on file. So if I'm trying to buy something that's expensive, I can log into my PayPal and say, let me use my credit card for this purchase, or let me use my debit card for this purchase, or let me use my personal card for this purchase. So I think when you're creating your checkout experience and all of those cool things, you got to think about your customer. And people who spend the most money want convenience. If you making it hard for people to buy, baby, they ain't buying. I remember recently when somebody purchased a book, they was like, man, Audria, man, it was easy breezy to buy your book. I'm finna go tell somebody. Like, people, it's like refreshing to be able to say, oh, I bought this thing. It was so easy. I'm off to the races. So definitely keep that in mind when you're doing business with your people. Okay.
Make sure right now you are screenshotting and you are sharing the gems from this momentous occasion using hashtag UnCloned Marketing Book. We will be going back and looking at the hashtags to commemorate this moment. This is an uncloned event, and we want to make sure that you guys are sharing in that with us. Take a selfie, be expressive and share that with us. We really, really want to engage with you at hashtag UnCloned Marketing Book. The next question is a good one, and you love this. You love data. It says, what's the best way to track my numbers?
Ooh, what numbers we talking about?
Let's go with social media numbers, and let's go with website traffic.
Website traffic, whatever platform you use should have that data for you. An example of that would be like, okay, if you sell e-commerce, you should know how many people came to your website. Of the traffic that came to your site, how many of those people actually converted? Where did they come from, right? If your software doesn't do that at the basic level, that's not the tool for you. And so I think it has a lot to do with your tool and your software. But when we talk about social media, I mean, you can just log in your Instagram and see how many followers you have and how many followers fell off and what they're engaging with and things like that. So I feel like the numbers that you should be tracking are the numbers that have a direct relationship with your income. And so, for instance, why are you tracking? I'm trying to think of some random number that people be tracking that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Nothing. I'm talking about nothing. Followers.
Followers.
Baby. Ugh.
Because people can buy followers.
Man, you can go to Fiverr right now and be like, I want 10,000 buddies for $5. They were like, what country you want them from? I want them from America.
America?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, maybe not.
We got these fresh Indian ones over
All right,
here.
and I can get it for like $20,000 for $2.
Right.
I can get the swipe up feature. But at the end of the day, that's like a number you don't have to track, because at the end of the day, that's not directly tied to your money. Okay, it's tied to reach. It's tied to you being able to be more visible to more people. But it's one of those numbers that's not really that important, because I know some people who got less than 10,000 followers and they're millionaires. So I don't want you all to think that if I have more followers, that means more dollars. No, it just means more reach. And honestly, the bigger your platform become, the more money you're going to have to break bread with your boy. What's his name? Mark.
Mark.
We here on his platform tonight. Thank you, Mark, for creating something amazing. But yeah, you get what I'm saying? I mean, it is what it is.
So your numbers are important only if they directly pertain to what you are selling. Mm-hmm. Anything else is peripheral background noise, and we don't need to be tracking that. Should you spend a lot of money on photography and marketing content, or just try to create it on your own?
I wish I could show you my photographer right here in real time. Hell yeah. And let me tell you why, okay? For the life of me, come on. I want y'all to meet my photographer. Just come on in, just say, hey, what's going on? Y'all thought I was going to have my photographer here, right? Crystal, can you tell them I paid you a good penny, didn't I?
Yes, you did. Thank you very much.
Yes, she's at all my events. She's getting all the money. And let me tell you why. Why on God's green earth would I create such an amazing experience and not document it? Why would I go online looking dusty, asking for all the money? I just don't get it. And I think that it's also something that what it says about you, your character, right? Like a lot of the times people think like, oh, I don't really need cool pictures. I could just use my iPhone. Cool. But you know who ain't checking for you? The people who can write you a 6-figure check or a 5-figure check. The people who can will fly you in and fly you all around the country with you and your spouse. Then the people ain't checking for you. If you want, and people might say it's not important, but I would ask who you've been exposing yourself to. Have you been exposing yourself to unimportant people? Because people who are important, people who do care, does care about those things. I am that person who will judge you for your branding. I am that person who will judge your headshots. I am that person who will not follow you because your Instagram profile picture is not clearly identified. I don't know if you're a man or a woman. Who are you? What are you doing? So those things are so crucial. But I think a lot of the times people, honestly, y'all need to stop throwing shade to our photographers, to our videographers, and to our designers. Because at the end of the day, these are the people who actually create an experience for you to get attention and turning that attention into cash. So if you're not spending time on those things, and let me also say this, if you didn't know, that's my original background. Photographer, professional graphic designer. So I know the power in great branding and good pictures and stuff like that. Man, y'all about to get me worked up. Who asked that?
I don't know, but look, your earring.
My earring fell off with this conversation. What's going on?
So what I'm hearing is you need to dress for the job
right.
that you're trying to have.
Absolutely.
So that answers the question, you guys. If you want to be seen as somebody in a position of authority or a thought leader, you must dress, speak, and talk. Mm-hmm. Just like a thought leader. And so that means having great marketing collateral, great images, great copy, because those who need to know are looking and watching. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And the people who break bread, they paying attention.
I was trying to put a polish on it, but damn,
I had to dive it on in.
Yeah,
because it's something that's ignored all the time.
Yeah. So there's something you mentioned that I want to kind of piggyback on as somebody who runs a boutique design agency. You guys, the reason a lot of times your design engagements and your photographic engagements are not successful is because you are not asking the right questions and you're hiring the wrong person. So for instance, you would not hire an infant photographer to photograph you and your husband on your wedding day. Their specialty is infant photography. And so they may say, oh, well, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do these pictures because I need to go ahead and make this quick couple thousand. But that's not their expertise. So I would encourage you, if you're hiring a designer, if you're hiring any creative professional, to become well versed in the different types of creatives so that you can ask for exactly what you need and have a better creative experience. So that's just a tidbit to put a bee in your bonnet about hiring creatives. Should you hire influencers to help you market?
Oh,
man, the peanut gallery said, ooh.
I mean,
do you think it's applicable for some people who may have certain brands to hire influencers?
Let me say this. If you can, yes. But I would not bank my entire business infrastructure off of an influencer. And that's my issue, right? When we talk about should I use an influencer or not. You got some people right now sending out thousands of dollars of inventory to people who ain't gonna never check their mailbox, never tag them, never shout them out. Or if they do charge them, they're gonna charge them an arm and 3 legs. When really, if you take that same $3,000, $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 that you're gonna pay this influencer just to say your name, baby, you know how much rotation you can get with 10 grand on Facebook? Baby, you can reach millions, okay? And you sitting here tripping about a shout out from somebody who probably gonna post you up for a day and then get rid of you tomorrow. Or really, some of them, they be like, baby, you got 6 hours. Make something, shake something. I'm like, right. So I'll let you take that information and then decide on whether or not it makes sense to hire an influencer.
And sometimes micro influencers can be way
absolutely.
More, because their audiences are very engaged.
Yes. And can we retire influencer?
I think so.
Because at the end of the day, when we talk about influencer, we're talking about somebody who has a larger platform and more reach. And you can do that with ads, baby. If you got the money to pay for an influencer, you got the money to go buy a Facebook ad course, Instagram ad course, Google ad course, TikTok ad course, every single platform that's out there where you can get exposed to your audience. You can literally go acquire the knowledge with the same money you were going to spend with an influencer just for a shout out. And I can tell you, out of all the influencers I've ever worked with, only one was effective, and that was my client. So when we talk about doing that's not to say that it doesn't work, but I feel like if I got $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 to spend, I'm not spending it on one person. Hell no. Just for a shout out? No, I can get a whole little plane with my banner, UnCloned. I can get some new shoes. I can get a street team. I can pay some people hourly to go shout my name from the top and moonwalk. Like, I can get a lot with 20 grand.
Yes.
Like, I think if you got 20 grand, you need to diversify that so you can get the most bang for your buck.
Should you, how are you going to convert followers? What's the best way to get conversions?
Have some people won't. That's the issue. We're so caught up in like, hey, what should I do? What should I say? How much should I post? When should I this? At the end of the day, it ain't hard for people to buy. People got wallets, credit cards, and time, okay? And people actually like buying, but they don't like buying trash. They don't like buying things they've seen over and over and over again. They don't like buying things that are overused, oversaturated. And people don't like buying stuff they don't understand. So I think at the end of the day, when we talk about, what can I do to get people to buy? Be great, be dope. That's really what it boils down to, because at the end of the day, so many people are spending so much time beating themselves up when really you should spend more time developing your product and service to make it more attractive, to make it more easy for people to say yes.
And what that's going to require is for you to take a little bit of a crock pot process and slow down a little bit and marinate on how to create your best offer so that when you do hit the marketplace, you are impactful and you can get those conversions. What's a good tip to help me be consistent with my posting every day?
I take a more organic approach, so I don't know if that would be a good question for me per se, but you can always use something like Facebook. Like, for instance, we got some Instagram posts that's been going out like every other minute. We scheduled that right when you came.
Yep.
So we scheduled that like 2 hours ago. So if you slow down and plan, you can actually have these things pre-scheduled and set to go out. And that can keep you consistent. If you're a person that like wake up in the middle of the day and be like, "Ooh, I should have posted today," you unorganized. Because if you would have planned this out a week ago or 2 weeks ago and you really took your time, you wouldn't be saying, "What should I post?" Because it'd already be scheduled and already be ready to go. I also feel like you should allow time for organicness. Things happen, trends happen. Can you imagine if you had all of these dope posts scheduled when March popped off with COVID? Baby, you was on the canceling session because you was in there canceling all the posts because you were irrelevant. So I think that, if you are going to pre-schedule, I wouldn't pre-schedule more than a week or two in advance. When we talk about social media, that's not to say you can't have a whole year planned out. I'm just talking about schedule. And then can you imagine if something happened to you, and you out here you pre-scheduled a post that's totally opposite of what's happening to you right now? That is not cool. Yeah. So just keep that in mind.
And so, okay. So right now what we're going to do is take a pause for the calls. It is now 8:20.
Oh, it's 8:20. Oh, get on, wait. Okay, so we're about to take a 10-minute break. Okay, we're going to be back at 8:30. And you want to be back here at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, not 8:02, not 8:05. But I'll see you back here at 8:30 because we're about to get it popping. And you'll see what I mean when we get back. So until next time, guys, we'll see you here in 10 minutes. Have an amazing day. See you back in a moment. What's up? This is a let's get it poppin' moment, okay? And I got a knife because y'all gonna know what we're using this for in a minute. And I just want to take this moment to thank every single person who purchased a copy of UnCloned Marketing. And you are going to be acknowledged tonight. In a few moments, you'll see why. And this part is so important because it's a few things I want you to do. I want you to light it up in the comments. I want you to take plenty of pictures. I want you to screenshot every moment. I literally paid my balloon lady, Miss Lauren, to create me 10 milestone balloons representing the 1,000 copies that we initially sold, but we're so close to selling 1,400 copies, probably at 1,400 copies. And this is amazing, guys, because the book has not come out yet. It doesn't come out to my birthday, which is July 20th. And so if you purchase a copy, I freaking appreciate you. So I am going to celebrate by popping 10 balloons to represent the 1,000 books that we've sold. So pass me the 100. Y'all ready? Here we go. Let's see. Hello. Let's see if it pop, y'all. Let's see. Let's see if it pop. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Here we go. Woo! All right. So that's 100. All right. So here's 200. Here we go. Here we go. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Here we go. Here we go. All right. So we have UnCloned 200. Y'all ready? Woo! 300, 300. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? All right. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Woo! Yes. We got a lot to clean up. Here we go. Here we go. All right. 400. 400. Here we go. Here we go. Woo! Yes. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Here we go. 500. Ooh, when I got to 500, I was like, I might make it to 1,000. Here we go. Woo! And let me also say this, okay? The whole point of this event was to sell the 1,000 copies. We actually sold the 1,000 copies before the event. So I'm like, okay, we got to turn into celebration balloons because we sold all the books that we wanted to sell leading up to this day, and we already sold out. Like, it's crazy. So thank you if you pre-ordered a copy. Here we go, 600. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Here we go. Woo! Ah. Here we go, 700. Okay, it's my favorite number. All right, here we go. Here we go. All right. Oh my God.
It's a celebration.
Yes, 800. 800. Here we go. Woo! Light it up in the comments. 900. Baby. 900. Woo! And the grand finale. The grand finale. Oh my God, who's cleaning this up? UnCloned 1,000. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it more than you know. I love you. Yes, yes, yes. Now I got to find a remote because we got to take another break and we got to get this shit set up so we can come back. But thank you. I appreciate you. Now let me find the microphone. The mouse is in here somewhere. Here we go. All right, so we're going to take another 10 and we'll be right back. Okay? We back, y'all. We back. All right. So welcome back, guys. Okay, that wasn't supposed to be there. Hold on. I don't even know which graphic it is. Let's go with this one. There we go. All right, so welcome back. That was fun. Let me know, did you guys enjoy that? Like, that was so much fun. So we are about to get into announcements. We're going to answer a few more questions, and then we're going to wrap it up. So the first thing that we're going to cover, right? So make sure I have all my note cards in order. We talked about that. Let's get into announcements. Actually, let's get into some giveaways. How about that? Let me tell you all the stuff we giving away. Like, it's crazy pants. So let me get that list together, which I don't have. So I'm just going to tell you off the top of my head. The first thing we're giving away $250 cash to each. Like, we're giving away $250 cash to 4 people. We are giving away the Mevo Plus, which is a $300 camera. We will also be giving away the Amazon Echo. Okay, you'll be able to say, "Hey, girl, Google Audria." I'm just saying. So Alexa will be able to play your music, do some crazy things. I personally don't even have one that's utilized yet. So Siri is close to Alexa as we gonna get, and she really don't know shit. So just to see how it goes. And then we have 6 luxurious lifestyle planners, and this is a bundle pack. Okay, so this is not just the planner. This is a bundle. So with this bundle, you get the envelopes. Okay, you get the envelopes. You also get these stickers. You get a coupon code. You have some additional stickers that's in here. Okay, and then you have a luxurious pen. Okay, look at that. Can y'all see that? Okay,
that's luxury.
It's luxurious, ain't it? And then you have the actual planner. Okay, and these ain't cheap, y'all. Okay, these are not cheap. So we're gonna pull this out, and it is individual. So you'll be the first one. I didn't want to just use it and say, you know what, let me go ahead and give it away. You will be the first.
It's not a re-gift.
Right, it's not a re-gift, okay? So you will be the one that actually be able to open it up and get access to this, okay? The next thing we're giving away is my IG Live Canva templates, where you'll be able to do some really cool graphics on Instagram. We're giving away that. We're also giving away an audio book of UnCloned Life, Are You Ready for the Yes, and UnCloned Marketing. Y'all, we're giving away over $3,000 worth of prizes. I'm trying to think
Cha-ching.
What else. We're giving away T-shirts. We're giving away backpacks. What else we giving away? Y'all, just buy the book.
Merch on merch.
We're about to drop the link in the Facebook group after the party. And so the reason that we're going to drop the link after the party is so you can have an opportunity to be able to go and actually have, I guess you could say, if you pre-order the book, you'll have access to be able to get in the group, and then you can qualify for some of these giveaways. How many of you all could use $250 worth of cash? Okay. How many of you all could use these things? So don't think that, we were very picky about what we was going to give away and very intentional. We're also giving away, my client just released a card deck called My Therapy Cards. She is doing amazing, okay? She has made over $100K in less than 35 days with the therapy cards. And so I had to pre-order myself because they were going like hotcakes. So we will be giving away 5 of those different decks. There's just so many things you're going to be able to qualify for. And then the giveaway ends tomorrow at 8:30. So you're going to have between tonight and tomorrow at 8:30 to be able to qualify for these giveaways. And the only way you can access this link is by pre-ordering the book, and then make sure that you join the Facebook group, because that's the only place that the link will be shared. Okay, so that's that. Now let's get into these announcements. Let's see. Okay, that's 3, 4. Okay, let's get into it. So if you guys don't know, right? I recently retired my membership, the UnCloned Marketing membership, and I will be coming out with a new community. It's not a membership. It's not going to be preloaded with a bunch of content. I want a place where I can curate some really dope entrepreneurs who want to learn from me, who want to be able to get feedback and insight, and also be able to get their questions answered once a month and be in a Facebook community with other people. This community is going to have a founder's rate. And let me also say that because at the time of this recording, it's going to be $50. You will have from July 20th, 2020 until July 31st. And then after that, it's going to go up to $97 a month. So if you want to lock in that $50 rate, I want you to head over to workwithaudria.com so you can get on the wait list for when it is open. Okay, so again, it's going to be open on my birthday, which is the same day as this release of my book. So hopefully by that time you already had a book. You just go ahead and sign up for UnCloned Tribe. You know what I'm saying? Lock in that $50 a month rate, because after that, that's our founder's rate. It will never be that low again. And so this will give you an opportunity to get access to me, get access to the tools and resources, and actually learn from me. Okay, so head over to workwithaudria.com. The second announcement is, how many of you all attended UnCloned Con 2018? Do you remember UnCloned Con?
Oh, it was Poppington.
I mean, hey, I had to take a year off. That's how, y'all, it's a lot to run UnCloned Con, okay? If you went to 2018, you already know it was over the top. So we are now gearing up for UnCloned Con 2020. It is happening on July 25th, and we are going to be doing 4 sessions, and these are the 4 sessions. Number 1, okay, it's called Reinvention. Say goodbye to the old you to unlock the new you. I feel like, he said, whoop. I feel like in order to go to new places, you have to reinvent your thinking. You have to reinvent how you approach things. All of those things are super crucial to your next level. The next session we're going to be doing is called UnCloned Blueprint. Okay, UnCloned Blueprint. How to highlight what makes you uncloned. Some of you all have some things about you that are so dope, that are so unique. However, you don't know how to pull them out and actually capitalize on them. So doing UnCloned Con, we're going to show you how to take those things that make you dope and amplify so you can get paid. The next thing we're going to be talking about, and this is for our, I guess you could say, our more established entrepreneurs, but if you are a newbie, right, and you begin to take in the knowledge for this next session, you're going to be on a whole nother level before you can even blink your eyeballs, okay? And this is called asset money. Can we say asset money?
Asset money.
So asset money is how to turn what you know into unlimited income. Some of y'all are so smart, but you only selling courses. Why? Let me just stop. But if you come to this session, we're going to talk about all the ways you can monetize what you know, your expertise, and all of those good things so you can leverage them in very unique ways. The next thing we're going to do, we're going to close out the UnCloned Con with our last session, which is called Endless Opportunities, how to identify, pitch, and leverage your ideas. So if you are a person that has really dope ideas and you want to be able to find people who can work with you, you definitely want to make sure that you are tuned into UnCloned Con. Now, if you want to attend UnCloned Con, all you got to do, cost of admission, is to pre-order book. That's it. Ain't that crazy they getting all this for just buying the book?
I mean, it's kind of crazy, but you know what else it is?
Yes.
UnCloned.
Hey! So just keep in mind, y'all, this is just what it is, right? All right. This is another thing. There's going to be a post on my Instagram page, okay, at Audria Richmond, and it's going to ask you to share your highlight from tonight. I want you to head over to Instagram. That post is going to be posted at, I want to say 9:20, 9:30. And I want you to be able to go over there and leave some feedback, some reviews for me and Rochelle to be able to go back and reference about this moment. I want you to tell me your biggest highlight, your biggest takeaway. What are you going to do differently? How are you going to begin to unclone your brand and your marketing? So we definitely, obviously the comments are going crazy. We're definitely going to go back and see what's happening in the comments. But I feel like the great way to sum it all up is to get you all to leave feedback on the post that's going to be on my Instagram account. Okay, it's going to say UnCloned Highlight, and I want you to be able to share your biggest takeaway from tonight. And because we want to see that. We want to see the fruits of our labor around, like, okay, wow, we did all of this stuff. We put all of this huge event on. Did it have impact? Did it mean something to you? And so definitely leave a review and let us know what you thought, okay? All right, so next thing we're about to do is answer a few more questions, answer some more questions, sign some more books, and then we're going to close with a very soft moment. Let me just go ahead and pre-cry. But
this lady said pre-cry. One last cry.
Hey. Okay, so let me go ahead and start signing some more books, and then we're gonna call it a night.
Listen, I just want to say that this is the most uncloned book signing event. I mean, most people just line up at Barnes and Noble. You know? You know.
And this is our shipping party.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. Let me get it straight. It's a shipping party. It's not a book signing.
No.
These ships have sailed.
Right. Hey, these are pre-orders. Okay, the book don't come out to July 20th.
Right. So if you want to get a book signed another time, then you just gonna have to hold your breath.
No, you gonna go ahead and order because I'm gonna sign it and I'm gonna send it to you if you buy it from me. And let me also say this too while we're talking about book sales. You do know you can get the Audible on Amazon.com. You can also get the Kindle version on Amazon.com. And regardless of where you purchase it, you still get all the perks and benefits. So if you like to find a different modality of the book, you can definitely head over to Amazon.com and get the Kindle version or the audiobook version so you can still lock in the bonuses, get access to UnCloned Con, and qualify for the giveaways.
Okay, so we're just going to jump in with this question. So I have all the tools, but how do I tie them together for a successful automation?
The thing is, to go back to what I talked about earlier, what's your plan? I can't say do this, and do this. One, I don't know what tools they're using. And number two, I don't know what business they in. And number three, I don't know their goals. And all of those things are important before we start talking about what to do with your automation.
And so when you delve into the pages of this book, you guys, it lays out with great specificity. It gets it very granular with the details of how to put together a great marketing campaign. So if you want to, the person who's out there in the UnCloned tribe who asked this question, the answer is in the book. I guarantee it. Okay. So the next thing is, how can I do some good grassroots marketing with no money?
You can join some Facebook group and be helpful. I know a lot of people who make money just from being helpful and accessible in these Facebook groups. Another thing you can do is pitch some people you want to work with. Stop hiding behind Instagram and a hashtag and go after what you want. If you know there's a client that is your client you destined to work with, pitch them. Reach out to them. Hey, my name is Sally Sue. I do XYZ. I think I would be a great resource to what you have going on. I have a few ideas for your business. Can we get on a call? You can do this as a service provider. You can also do this if you plan on selling your products in bulk. So those are two things that you can do from a grassroots perspective. You can also build you a brand ambassador team. Who are your super fans, right? These are typically very small groups of people, but they amplify and take your brand to a whole nother level. So maybe putting together a brand ambassador team. What are some other things that you can do? Post more frequently. You can definitely hit up some SEO, post some YouTube videos, get found like that. There's a lot of things that you can do that are free and organic, but don't underestimate the power of paid advertising. When we talk about acceleration and really growing our businesses really fast, that's what has really done it for me.
Well, I would like to just piggyback off of that and say you still need a plan. So even if you're going to do this grassroots approach, you still need to cultivate a plan so that you know what grassroots tactics you're going to be using and employ those with excellence.
Right.
And speaking of pitching, our next question is, what's the formula for a killer sales pitch? I have to say this one thing. I get pitched quite frequently. Yeah. Okay. And people, I can tell it's a form letter. So if you want me to work with you or you want me to help you or consult with you, you know, you have to do a little research on me. You have to give me a little razzle dazzle.
Yeah, I need that razzle dazzle.
You gotta rub me up.
I need that customized.
Listen, you gotta rub me up before you lay me down.
Oh, hey,
you see what I'm saying? Hey. So what do you think is the formula for?
You damn fool, man. So basically what she said. So let me say, people, you know, I've had people reach out to me and be like, hey, man, you know, I want to help you develop an app. Not knowing I already got an app. It's called Uncloned Tribe, baby. Like, why you in my inbox talking about, do you want a nap? You ain't did your due diligence. So I feel like research is one of those things that people don't do. Pitching is one of those things that people do not take seriously enough, in my opinion. I'd rather you send 5 to 10 solid pitches than to say you pitched 1 million people and you don't get no goddamn results. So I'm all for doing research. I'm all for doing due diligence, but I'm also good for customization. When people reach out to me and they be like, man, how doing? That means you've done your due diligence, because that's in the crevices.
That's in the cracks.
Okay, so if you know that my logo name is okay, you know by her name, then that means you already in like Flynn. Now don't do that shit today. It's old now. That was a strategy that hit me not too long ago, but that's old. Let's try a new strategy.
So, can marketing techniques be used in pitching businesses for contracts?
Absolutely.
How?
So they have this thing called contact marketing. I don't own the term. It's a guy who wrote this book called How to Get a Meeting with Anyone. And he talks about doing very strategic marketing, like sending gifts in the mail, sending things that are really large. Again, it requires you to do your research and do your due diligence. You know, if I send, let's say if I wanted to get the likes of Rochelle, right? Let's see if I've been paying attention. Let's see if I nail this. And I would like for her, and I would like to work with her, but I want to make sure that I let her know that she's important to me and that she matters to me. I could literally be like, you know what? I am going to go and buy her some, 3 country tours to go to the hottest museums around the world. Would that work?
Yes.
And why would that work? Like, how do I even know that?
Because you know how much I love fine art.
Yes.
You know how much I love touring the country and visiting different locales.
Yes.
You paid what? Attention.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that would definitely wow me. And then even if somebody sent me something and just said, hey, I saw this and I thought you would like it. Like maybe just a new Instagram feed with art on it, or being useful, like giving me resources. That would be helpful. But the cold pitch with nothing to show for it, I'm not here for that.
And we know you copied and pasted, bro. The fact
y'all
be acting like we super stupid. That's how they be acting. They be acting like we super stupid.
Is it super stupid?
Super stupid. I'm just straight copy and paste. I can't even say. I can't cotton and paste.
And
copy
I'm like,
and paste.
And my thing is, they sent me a form letter. This is a form letter.
Exactly.
How do you stand out in a saturated market without giving away too much?
Well, let me say this. Once you be the first, you're going to have some copycats. Y'all know how many shipping parties about to pop off? Mic drop. Next.
Well, if you're not first, you're last. Hashtag Ricky Bobby. Now, I'm going to take this question.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask myself and then I'm going to answer it.
Did you say I'm going to ask myself?
Rochelle, do you recommend a business logo?
Fool, did you ask yourself a question?
I did. Listen, let me share something with you. And this is something that a lot of people have kind of latched on to in the branding space. And they say, a brand is not a logo. A brand is not a logo. And I have to admit, maybe 5 years or 6 years ago, I was saying that same thing. But here's the thing, right? The logo is the nucleus of the visual brand identity system. That's all it is. But with the right branding, and we're talking about feeling, emotion, experience, this
right. How you feel
is how, but you know that this icon has a name. Now we're talking about logo that's purposeful. But some of you guys are paying way too much attention to the logo type and not enough attention to the content, the meaning, services, the meaning behind the brand. So yes, your brand needs a logo. It needs something to be identified with. But beyond that, your brand needs to have potency. And so if you are not investing into the different components and areas of your visual brand identity system, coupled with your voice, your tone, then you're building a monument of nothingness.
Nothingness. What is nothingness?
Void. Emptiness.
Empty space.
Blank.
Ah.
Damn.
Wow. In that order.
In that order.
In that order.
So yes, we want you to have a logo, but we want it to be effectual. We want it to mean something. And if it isn't, then that's where you're getting into the danger zone. Mm-hmm. After being offline for a few days or even weeks, what's a great way of jumping back in and gaining engagement with your followers?
Jump back in. It's literally that simple. Now I will say this. This doesn't look, man. Folks ain't loyal. I'm just being 100. You can take that 90-day off if you want to. That's your prerogative. Woo. However, folks ain't loyal.
These guys ain't loyal.
Hey, they're going to be following somebody else tomorrow on Instagram. That don't mean they won't come back to you. People are always ready for a come up, a next level. Now, if you come back being just as basic as you was when you left, they ain't missed nothing and you ain't missed nothing. Back to the basics.
So I think that you should go back to an earlier portion of our conversation where we were talking about being consistent and trying to set yourself up to be consistent with a little bit of wiggle room to be organic. And I think if you use that as your archetype for building how you're going to do your marketing, then that's how you're going to win and earn and keep those people in your orbit. And so next time, don't just go ghost. Next time, say, hey guys, this is what I've got going on.
People like you being honest.
That's right. So I'm not going to be posting every day, but I'm going to be popping in and check on you guys because it's a relationship.
Right.
And you wouldn't go ghost on your man.
Some people would though.
Not a good one.
Hey!
And if they buying your products and services, they are the equivalent of a good man who is dedicated, who is loyal, who is steadfast. And so you need to treat that relationship with just as much care.
Right. Ooh, child.
That was a word. I feel like an evangelical. I feel
really?
cogent.
Did somebody say, oh? What is wrong with
Just
y'all?
so y'all know, this is how our regular conversations
This
go.
is how we talk, though. Like, this is not a front. This is not for social media.
It's not.
I picked the perfect person that I felt like would represent the energy that I wanted to convey during this experience. So thank you, ma'am.
Cry me a river.
Hey.
Rebranding. When do you know it's time to rebrand? Oh, this is a good one. This is how
I'm gonna let you know. I want you to answer that.
Okay, so I like to say two things. First, when you realize that the brand is ineffective, you're not pulling in.
So explain what that means.
Okay, so your brand should be impactful. People should be commenting about your brand. People should be excited. People should say, "Oh, you switched up the color palette." Oh, people notice and are impacted by the way you speak to them and what you put in front of them. And when you notice that people are not engaging with your visuals, your copy is not converting, that's when it's time to start looking at those assets and seeing, because sometimes a rebrand doesn't mean a new logo type. Sometimes it means that your Wendy's is just going to be updated. Your Coca-Cola is going to have a different swoosh. It doesn't mean that you abandon everything. Or it means that you're going to make an entirely new pivot and create something uncloned and do something different. But you have to ask yourself, am I still effective in the marketplace? Are my competitors eclipsing me?
The thing with that, though, is, right, because a lot of the times when people rebrand, they rebrand for the wrong reasons. And so a lot of the times they feel like, well, if I rebrand and I change my colors, I'm going to get new clients.
Yeah,
that's not enough. Like, you gotta change up your experience. You gotta change up your positioning. You have to change up how you communicate. You gotta change up how you talk. Everything about what you do has to change, not just the branding. Because people real quick to say I rebrand. I'm like, bro, your site is still trash. You missed a spot.
Because they didn't consider with website. Now, I will say website is so important, user experience. And that's something we hear a lot about now. Just like we started hearing a lot about branding, we hear UX and UI.
Right.
That stuff is important. Do a little research, I would say. Before you say, I need a rebrand, sometimes you just need a nip tuck. Sometimes you need a BBL.
Hey, you need a BBL? You need a nip tuck?
Botox ain't never hurt nobody.
And we not drinking. We haven't drunk anything. This is straight energy.
And we don't drink.
Right. I do. I don't know about her.
I don't drink.
I do. Yeah.
I thought you didn't drink.
Calvin doesn't drink.
Oh, okay. Sorry. It's Calvin.
Pass me one after this. Not just playing. Look, that brown will take it down.
Man, oh, listen, that gin will make you sing.
Hey! Back to the business.
I know. I'm sorry. I know you probably have more sales on your website, but are you benefiting at all from having your book on Amazon?
Man, yeah.
Care to expound?
was probably a basic response.
It was very basic.
I think at the end of the day, you know, people want to buy where they want to buy from. There are some people who just not finna buy through my website because they just don't want to buy through my website. They already got their credit card saved on Amazon. They like their books a certain way. Some people are not paper, you know, physical people. They like digital. Some people don't like none of the physical. They just want to listen to it. And so that means me showing up in multiple ways to be able to serve my clients and customers. That's extremely important because if I'm not serving in that capacity, they're just going to find somebody else who will.
Mm-hmm. So choose your touch points with care. And just so you guys know, a touch point is the interaction between where your business or your products and services are and where your clients are. So choose your touch points with care so that everybody can get the maximum experience and so you can get the maximum coin. Okay. Right. It's not about what I like. It's about what's efficient, what works, and what makes sense for the brand. So did you get a lot of purchases from the Bestie Bundle?
Man, I got 2 sales. But let me say this. I got sales for everything except the collector's edition. That's the only one that did not sell.
Why do you think that is the case?
I don't know. Maybe people don't like backpacks. Them shit's popping though. And that goes back to what I said earlier. I thought the collector's edition was going to sell like hotcakes because you were able to kind of extend having the book and then having other things. But you know what sold out? These mystery boxes. We sitting here surrounded by so many mystery boxes. And I kind of knew that was going to sell, but I didn't know it was going to sell like that. And I'm like, damn, I probably should spend more time on the mystery box. But again, that's me testing things out. I always tell people that marketing is a huge test. There is no concrete way to do anything. Just like I thought, hell, it would have sold out in all areas. But the truth is, that wasn't what people wanted. But I still made money because I had other options and other things. And that's another thing. I think, a lot of people say have one thing, but I feel like we live in a variety age. We live in an age where people want to be able to customize their own experience. And so if they come and do business with you and you only have one way to work with them, they're going to find somebody who can work with them where they are. And I'm not saying that means you got to be accessible to everybody, but it is something that you need to consider.
So diversification is important.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Got to diversify. Any wins or challenges with your vendor?
No.
Okay.
We winning over here.
All right.
We winning over here.
Win, no matter what. Okay, guess we're at the end of the questions, so I'm just going to ask you some off-the-cuff questions here. Are you prepared?
No.
How is your hair so juicy?
Just like I like it. Let y'all see it.
No, seriously, how does it feel? How does it feel to be on your 4th title?
Man, it is. I feel like this book is going to make me not have to write any more books for a while. Because I felt like Are You Ready for the Yes was more so like, okay, I realized that hiding behind a company wasn't the business.
Okay. So
that's for Are You Ready for the Yes? But then once I started getting momentum, I didn't know how to distinguish myself. And that's because I didn't know myself. And so that's when UnCloned Life came about. Then a lot of people would ask me like, hey, Audria, how are you able to achieve so many goals and do so many things so fast? That's how the Yes experience came about. And now people saying, man, how are you doing all of this stuff with marketing? Like, man, how did you do this and how you do that? And so I feel like with this title, it's like sealing all of the questions that people ask me. And it allows, I think what I'm most excited about when it comes to this book is that people will no longer have to wonder why it doesn't work. I feel like I've closed that gap for small business owners and even people who are seasoned professionals who need to go in a different way, or maybe they stuck in their own ways and they're not getting any change or anything different that's going on.
Yeah. And so one of the things that I realized from what you just shared is that you are fulfilling a hole each time.
Right.
Each time you are answering, each time you are filling a need. And so for those of us that are creating content just on a daily basis, this is a really great format. Where is there a need? Let me answer that, as opposed to trying to recreate the wheel. And I love in the book how you say, people say, recreating the wheel is bad, but it's not bad.
Man.
But if you are getting started and you don't know what content to create, fill a hole. And I think that that's really important. So now you have 4 titles, 4 projects that came out of somebody else's pain and sometimes your own pain.
Right, absolutely. Because hell, not too many years ago, back in the old days, as my daughter would say, your girl was broke as hell. And it wasn't fun. It wasn't easy. I would tell people about what I had to sell, and they would just keep scrolling. They didn't stop to scroll, as Rochelle would say. They kept on moving. And if they did stop to scroll, they wanted a discount. Can I get the cheapest way thing you got? And I feel like once I fulfilled that gap, everything started to unlock for me. I feel like mastering marketing is like the ultimate gift that you can give your ideas. What good is it to have an idea when you don't know how to manifest it in the world? I literally woke up one day and told my husband, like, hey, babe, what you think if we do a shipping party? He was like, shit, let's do it. And you need those kind of people who not going to be like, well, ain't nobody done that before. You sure you want to do it? He wasn't like, damn, baby, you just won't stop thinking about shit to do, huh? Like, you need some people that's just like, they're not going to challenge you. They're not going to question you. They're going to straight up say, let's do it. Some of y'all need some let's do it people in your life. If every time you share an idea with someone or share an insight with somebody and they go straight into what you need to change, why you can't do it, and this, that, and the third, them not your people, boo. And so I feel like when you understand how to market anything in your mind, it's limitless what you can do.
Let me ask you, what's the difference between a yes person and a let's do it person?
Hell, it's the same. It's the same. You don't think it's the same?
Well, I don't think it's the same because a yes person, you need somebody to give you a critical insight, right? So for instance, the other day, you and I had a great conversation about people's buying habits and people's follow through.
Right.
I didn't say, yes, girl, you right, girl. I had questions.
You challenged me a little bit.
I challenged you.
Right.
Right. And so,
But
I
what
would say
I'm saying,
part of your team.
Right.
That is a let's do it person.
Right.
But I'm not a yes person.
But my thing is, going back to that, sometimes, like for instance, sometimes you being challenged is a setback. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I could have just trusted the fact that in the direction I'm going, but I needed to fill a gap because I wasn't confident in that. When you're confident in something, you don't have to ask somebody, hey, what do you think? Should I do this? Do you think this is going to be a good fit? Should I go this way or go that way?
Right.
I feel like when you understand, when you become confident and stuff, you don't, like, I didn't contact you and say, hey, girl, you think I should do a shipping party?
No.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was confident in that. But what I called you about, I wasn't as confident in.
Yeah.
And so I needed that feedback. I needed to be challenged. But I feel like sometimes being challenged is a setback. And the reason for that is because it stagnates you. It makes you not do nothing.
Yeah,
because
it makes you paralyzed.
Right, exactly. So I feel like if you prematurely challenge an idea, it can be a super bad setback for you. And a lot of people are being done that way by their spouses, their family members, hell, they coaches. You got a lot of people, coaches, that won't let them flourish.
And so to the coaches end, I feel like sometimes we think we need a coach when really what we need is to believe in ourselves. What is your thought on that?
I believe that wholeheartedly, but I also feel like I think this whole thing about like coaches ain't shit that's going on. And I don't agree with that.
Hashtag coaches ain't shit.
So I think when you think about that, a lot of the times that you're dealing with somebody who has not progressed to a stage in which you want to go. They look like it, but their soul is ripped to shreds. They're not a fulfilled person. They're not a happy person. I use my client, Dr. Ebony, as an example. Before she started working with me, she was working with another person, and that person just wanted to put her in a box. And when she came to me, I'm like, fuck that box. Ugh. Let's get to it. And literally, as a result, she created my therapy cards. So I feel like when we talk about, I think a coach job is to hold space for your clients to win, not to challenge and break them down and beat them to the ground and make them feel less than when they have an idea. If a client comes to me, and regardless of how crazy I think it is, if my client can see that idea manifesting in the world, I'm going to support them in bringing it to pass. And then we're going to let the results in the marketplace say, oh man, that was amazing, or oh man, that wasn't great. And you'll know because your ass didn't get no sales.
Now, we're going to take a little slight deviation and a pivot. I want you to talk to me about what kind of self-care is needed to produce at the level you produce. What do you do to replenish what you're pouring out? Because we cannot infinitely pour out. And I have to say this, it doesn't matter if you are a entrepreneur who's a mompreneur, if you're just somebody who is single in the military, or it doesn't matter what your actual demographic and psychographics are. what are you doing to replenish the well? Because you cannot infinitely pour out. And it seems like you're infinitely pouring out, and that may be slightly deceptive to some people. So what are you doing to care for Audria the person?
I feel like, people ain't gonna like this answer because it's not all woo-woo and spiritual. But for me, doing stuff like this is fulfilling for me, right? Because I didn't Google this and find this. This was an idea in my head and I saw it through. So to me, that's fulfilling. That's fun. That's exciting. But for some people, they'll be like, oh, you're an overworker. You're a worker bee. You are this and that. And I think that certain people identify self-care differently. Some people identify self-care as like, oh, I'm going to go to the spa. I'm going to get my nails done, whatever. Or self-care may be, oh, I'm going to take my kids on a vacation and do X, Y, Z. Self-care for me is like continuing to educate myself so I can be of value to my clients. So, not to get too personal, but I was told that I cannot have kids. So my ideas are my kids. And I spend time nurturing them and bringing them to pass and keep creating new things.
And so would you say it is important for everybody to identify, especially those of us that are entrepreneurs, because that's who we're speaking to, it is important for you to identify your version of self-care and regularly practice that. You would advocate
and
for
there's
that.
no wrong or right self-care.
Yeah, but you identify it.
But you have people online who will say stuff like, that ain't self-care because you went in a bubble bath with bath salts and fizzling,
You love a good bubble bath.
I love a good bubble bath, but I don't identify that as self-care. I identify that as washing my ass. Like, I'm just saying. Hey, that's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. You have to identify what self-care means for you. Yeah.
But as entrepreneurs, we need to regularly practice it. I'm going to tell you, because especially those of us that, first of all of us need to be innovative and creative, to be clear.
Yes.
None of us need to be stagnant. So if that's the case, you need to be replenished so that you can ideate, so that you can be uncloned, because being uncloned takes energy.
Right.
But I mean, some of us is effortless. You know what I'm saying? You see these tattoos, you see this makeup. No, I'm just saying.
You know what?
But you do need to care for the whole self so you can care for the entrepreneur. So let me ask you another question, and this is something that I don't think a lot of people do, and I want your opinion on it. Do you conduct competitive or comparative analysis?
No, I don't know who the other so-called marketers, because I was studying those marketers and I didn't fit, because I was supposed to be following me, not other people. And so when we talk about, some people would disagree or whatever, but those are also the same businesses that operate the same, they act the same, they sell the same products and services, they have the same type of retreats, they sell the same type of offerings, they have the same type of pricing points, they use the same type of brand colors. And so when you begin to compare yourself, you ain't doing nothing but trying to find a better version of what you're already doing. And sometimes they can be self-validating to somebody, but they can also be very limiting, because you're limiting yourself to what you think is superior, not realizing that if you would trust yourself more, you could bypass all of that BS.
And so what I'm hearing is that, yes, understand what's happening in your industry standards, innovations, ways to improve as far as the industry goes, but remain uncloned in that you do not need to look to your competitors to see what they're doing if you're operating in excellence.
And if you focus on yourself, like if you got that much time to know who the top 50 people doing every damn day. Ooh, such and such just came out with a course. Ooh, such and such just came out with a tool. Oh, such and such just launched some new lashes. Like, bruh, what the hell was you doing?
So hashtag,
you got too much time on your hands.
Yeah, hashtag Jeffrey Osborne. Concentrate on me.
Yes.
That's right. We having a good conversation. Audrey ain't signing no books.
Man, we about to be done. It's over.
So if I could ask one last question, what did you think when I sent you the sketch of Un?
Man,
when I sent you I just want to know, because I'm looking around and this is a full circle moment. And for those of you that are just now joining us, I had the pleasure of creating the initial identity system for UnCloned. So what did you think when I gave you that blue ballpoint pen sketch of Un? How did you know where I was going? Why did you trust me?
So first off, let's talk about when I first met Rochelle for a second. When I first met her, I think all your pictures was in the woods. I was like, this girl's a fucking weirdo. And I love it. And I love that she was so confident in her own skin and who she is as a person. And you don't meet people like that. Like everything about your feed, your Instagram feed, hell, your personal feed on Facebook, it was different. And I knew that what I was trying to create, I couldn't necessarily conceptualize it, but I knew through how you lived your life that that's what I wanted to see in the world.
Right.
Or amplify and be manifest, because I'm just like, man, that would be dope. And so when you sent me the sketch, I didn't know what the fuck it was. I was like, what is this? Why you send me a goddamn sheep?
With an arrow.
Right. So I was like, what is going on? But when you told me what it meant, that's when I said, that's it. And it goes back to what we've been talking about, educating your client. If you would have been, and this is what I love about you, you didn't back down. You took your time to get on the phone with me and explain what it meant, how it came to you, and it made me have a different appreciation for it, as opposed to if you would have sent it to me and I said, oh, I don't like it, and then you would have been like, oh, okay, I guess I'll go back to the drawing board. Like, you actually was patient enough to explain it to me so I can love and appreciate it just as much as it came to you.
Well, I have to say, I appreciate it. This is a genesis, and I think our whole relationship has been about, no, you can be better.
Yes.
No, you can
be better. Right. We don't
you can be better.
But,
and I appreciate that.
Yes. And I feel like tonight was so personal to me for so many reasons. But I think, in closing, like, why do we do this? I wanted you all to see in real time what it looks like to have an idea, bring it to life, and not give a fuck what other people think about you. Period. This is what that looks like. This is what that looks like on a branding level, a marketing level. I mean, even with these books, right? Having multiple colors of the book, having it in orange and not orange pumpkin, having it in lime, having it in onyx, having it in ocean, and having it in berry. These are titles and names that she came up with that's in the branding style guide. And so when we talk about, it's one thing to talk, right? I don't do a lot of talking, and y'all know that. That's why y'all roll with me. I demonstrate through action and execution and experiences. And hopefully through the things that I'm doing and how I show up, it is showing you how you can build up the confidence to live out the life you want, to live out the business dreams that you have. And you can have anything if you believe in yourself. So I'm so thankful for you. If you haven't purchased a book, that's all good, right? If you have purchased a book, thank you. This was an amazing experience. I'm so happy to share this with you. And I also want to take a moment to thank my team. So we got Crystal back there, getting it in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We have Miss Carla. She's also my mastermind client and good friend. We have Armanda, who is my executive assistant. You all know Armanda because she be on y'all ass, reminding y'all what to do, right? Her husband is with her, Mr. Darius. We have my daughter here, Miss Takira, and my fine ass king.
Hey, baby. Hey, baby.
Go and show him that salt and pepper, baby. Go and show him that salt and pepper. Lean in. And finally, I would like to thank you, Rochelle. Aww. I appreciate you for saying yes. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I was scared. I was like, man, she gonna be like, fuck you and your white ass shipping party. Yeah. Because you understand my vision, you understand my dreams. And so for you to take time out on a weeknight.
We ain't about to do this today.
I'm just saying, because I know how important your family is to you.
Yes.
I know how important it is. I'm trying not to cry. I ain't gonna fucking do it. You ain't gonna see it. Maybe after the camera. But for you to be like, you know what? I fucks with you. We can have this conversation. Let's show the people. I appreciate you for that.
I love you, friend.
Thank you. All right, y'all. And on that note, head over to Instagram. Let us know your biggest takeaway. Hopefully you learned a thing or two. And if you haven't already, one more goddamn time, go get the book. And until next time, guys. And until next time, let me make sure to get the little overlay off, okay? And until next time, let me cue up the outro, okay? Hold up, wrong shit. Okay, let me come back. All right, and until next time, let's go build an UnCloned brand. Peace out.
Live uncloned. just be different. Being like has no place here. Make your goals and keep on pushing. Just say yes and have no fear. Live uncloned. I'm so uncloned. Live uncloned. I'm so uncloned. Live uncloned. Just be different. Being like has no place here. Make your goals and keep on pushing. Just say yes and have no fear. Live uncloned. I'm so uncloned. Live uncloned. I'm so uncloned. Live uncloned. Live uncloned, just be different. Being like has no place here. Make your goals and keep on pushing. Just say yes and have no fear. Live uncloned. I'm so uncloned. Live uncloned. I'm so uncloned. Live uncloned, just be different. Being like has no place here. Make your goals and keep on pushing. Just say yes and have no fear. Live uncloned. I'm so uncloned. Live uncloned. I'm so uncloned. Live uncloned.